If you're interested in manifestation or similar concepts, you've probably heard of Neville Goddard in one way or another. Neville Goddard is considered one of the greatest spiritual teachers and manifestation mentors of all time. His lectures and teachings have influenced millions of people across the world. Even today, countless people continue to use his methods to successfully create their ideal lives. But who exactly was Neville Goddard? And how did he develop the ideas that have now spread across the globe, transforming so many lives for the better? In this video, we'll dive deep into Neville Goddard's story and his powerful perspective on manifestation. Neville was born in 1905 in Barbados. In 1922, he immigrated to the United States, where he initially worked as a ballet dancer in New York City. But soon after arriving in America, Neville became fascinated with spirituality, mysticism, and esoteric teachings. This passion grew even stronger when he met Abdullah, an Ethiopian Jew. Abdullah's mystical interpretation of biblical teachings opened Neville's mind to a whole new way of understanding reality. Neville said, "If I were called upon to name a man that I would consider my teacher, I would name Abdullah." I studied with that gentleman for 5 years. Interestingly, Abdullah also taught Joseph Murphy, who later became another well-known figure in the world of manifestation. Under Abdullah's guidance, Neville learned about the incredible power of the subconscious mind and how it could completely transform one's outer world. Abdullah told Neville that nothing outside of his own imagination could determine the way he lived. Neville often said that Abdullah didn't just teach these concepts, he embodied them. As a Black Ethiopian living in a time of deep racial prejudice in America, Abdullah carried himself with such confidence and grace that he seemed untouched by it. He believed in his own perfection, and because of that, he never experienced the discrimination that most would expect. Under Abdullah's mentorship, Neville immersed himself in the study of Hebrew, Kabbalah, and the symbolic meaning of Scripture. By the 1950s and 60s, Neville began sharing these powerful teachings with audiences. He taught that every person possesses an inner power that can create their reality. Just like Abdullah, Neville believed that imagination is the only true creative force in life. He said that the only way to master your life is by mastering your imagination. Those who learn to control their imagination and use it to create positive changes succeed in what Neville called the game of life. But those who remain ruled by their external circumstances become victims of them. In Neville's words, "Stop trying to change the world, since it is only the mirror. Man's attempt to change the world by force is as fruitless as breaking a mirror in the hope of changing his face. Leave the mirror and change your face. Leave the world alone and change your conceptions of yourself. The reflection then will be satisfactory." Neville didn't just teach empowering concepts. He also gave his students practical techniques to bring their desires to life. One of his most famous methods was the ladder technique. In fact, he used this as a challenge for skeptics. He instructed his audience to imagine, every night before going to sleep, a vivid scene of themselves climbing a ladder. They were told to picture it in as much detail as possible, feeling their hands on the rungs, their feet stepping upward, the movement of their body, until it felt real. At the same time, during the day, Neville asked them to repeat the phrase, "I will not climb a ladder." The logic was simple. Neville wanted to prove that the subconscious mind is far more powerful than the conscious mind. Even though the conscious mind was repeating the denial, the deep impression made by the nightly visualization would prevail. And sure enough, through a series of unexpected events, everyone who practiced this exercise ended up having to climb a ladder in real life. Neville then explained that climbing a ladder was just an example. They can replace it with absolutely anything, because whatever we vividly imagine in our mind, we will create in real life as well. This simple but brilliant test has stood the test of time. Even today, people still use it to experience the creative power of imagination for themselves. Neville taught that everyone is the god of their own reality. Your subconscious mind and imagination are the only creative powers in your life. Like many other mystics, Neville emphasized the power of the words, "I am." Whatever you attach to "I am," you become. There is no power outside your imagination, no force granting your desires, because you are God. The power to create your life lives within your own consciousness, within your "I am." In Neville's own words, "I am wealthy, poor, healthy, sick, free, confined," were first of all impressions or conditions felt before they became visible expressions. Your world is your consciousness objectified. Waste no time trying to change the outside. Change the within or the impression, and the without or expression will take care of itself. When the truth of this statement dawns upon you, you will know that you have found the lost word or the key to every door. I am, your consciousness, is the magical lost word which was made flesh in the likeness of that which you are conscious of being. And that's the invitation, to remember who you really are. Your I am is limitless, and every thought you attach to it is a seed for your future. So choose wisely, imagine boldly, and live from the end as if your desire is already yours. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which I am statement would you like to start using today? Share it in the comments so we can inspire each other. And if you'd like to dive deeper into Neville's original writings, I've linked a few key books for you to get started with in the description. Thank you for watching, and happy manifesting.